Good day, dear students. Welcome to our English lesson. Today our topic is, can you see with your ears? The contents of today's lesson are reading and reading activities on can you see with your ears? Once we're finished with this part, we're going to have a grammar topic on past continuous and its usage in affirmative and negative sentences. At the end of the lesson, you're going to have several grammar activities on the following topic. Now let's start with our small warm-up activity, match the facts. On your left, you can see a dolphin and a bat. On the right, there are some facts. So please match the facts that you think are correct to each of the animal. Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. For the dolphin, dolphin can solve problems, learn new tricks, and even recognize himself in a mirror. The second fact is about bat. Bat wings are actually made from stretched skin over long finger bones. Dolphin use clicks, whistles, and squeaks to talk to each other. The fourth, bats. Bats are helpful to nature because they eat insects and help plants by spreading seeds or pollinating flowers. The fifth is about dolphin. Dolphin lives in groups over 1,000 dolphins during big migrations. And the last one is bat. Bat makes sounds that mirror back from objects, helping them see with sound. We call it echolocation. Well done. Now it is time for our reading, called Can You See with Ears? The topic itself seems quite interesting, right? In our previous activity, we noticed that a dolphin and a bat can do some tricks, and they have very interesting personality traits. So interesting thing is that people can also use the same things as a dolphin and a bat use in their daily life. So you're going to read the text about Daniel Kish. Once you finish, please answer one question. You can see the sentence on your right. You need to decide if the text is biography, an article about a clever and a kind person, or it's about an amazing athlete. Now stop the video and do the activity.
Can we see with our ears? Daniel Kish can't see. He went blind when he was a baby, but he learned to use sound to become more independent. When he was a teenager, Daniel wanted to ride a bike like his friends. He decided to learn by riding next to a wall. Soon he was riding his bike to school. One day, a clever friend was watching Daniel. He noticed something amazing. Daniel wasn't using his eyes to see. He was making clicking sounds and using his ears to see objects around him. Dolphins make similar sounds to locate fish. The sound travels through the water until it hits a fish. The sound bounces off the fish and returns to the dolphin. This technique is called echolocation, and bats also use it. Using echolocation, Daniel knows the size and position of an object so he can see it in his head. Now Daniel travels around the world talking about echolocation. He believes anyone can use the technique. Daniel helps other blind people to learn so they can enjoy activities such as cycling, camping, and cooking, just like he does. He is an everyday hero.
Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed reading the text. Now let's check if your answer is correct. The text is an article about a clever and a kind person. Well done. Now let's do one more reading activity. As you can see on the slide, there is a Daniel Kish himself. So what you need to do is you need to number the details that you see from A to D in order from 1 to 4. Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. So let's check your answers. The first is B. First we learned what Daniel's friend saw when he rode his bike. The second is A. What echolocation is and how it works. The third, how Daniel learned to use echolocation. And the last one, we learned about what Daniel does now and what he thinks. Well done. Now let's do a final reading activity. Let's check your memory. You need to write T for true or F for false for the following sentences that you see on your left. Once you're finished with matching with T or F, you also need to correct the false sentences. We're going to check it very soon. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. When Daniel Kish was born, he couldn't see. That is false. He became blind as a baby. Daniel makes clicking sounds when he wants to see something. That is true. He uses echolocation. Daniel does not like to teach other people how to use echolocation. That is false. Daniel likes to share his knowledge with other people. And the last sentence is, blind people can use echolocation to talk to animals. That is false. People can use echolocation to understand their location. Well done. Now it is a grammar time. We're going to learn about the usage of past continuous in affirmative and negative sentences. We use the past continuous to talk about an action that was happening at a specific time in the past. It describes an action in progress. Now let's see in a structure. Structure for affirmative sentences looks like that. Singular or plural subject plus was for singular and verb for plural plus verb with ing ending and the rest of the sentence. Structure for negative sentences looks like that. Singular or plural subject plus was for singular and verb for plural subjects plus not plus verb with ing plus the rest of the sentences. Now let's take a look at examples. She was watching TV when dog started barking. As you can see, the action is in progress. We were riding our bikes to come on time. They were talking in class, so teacher became angry. Now let's take a look at examples of negative sentences. I wasn't or I was not listening music when mom came home. He wasn't sleeping at 10 p.m. And last one, we weren't studying before the exam. Now it is time to do a grammar activity to check how well you understood past continuous. Use past continuous in the affirmative and negative sentences. If you see plus, it means we need to make an affirmative sentence. If you see minus, it means that we need to make a negative sentence. Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. She was reading a book at 8 p.m. We weren't playing basketball after school. They were watching a movie yesterday evening. I wasn't doing my homework at 7 o'clock. The dog was sleeping on the sofa. He wasn't listening to the teacher. We were running in the park. They were studying for the test. I wasn't eating breakfast at 9 a.m. And lastly, she wasn't riding her bike. Well done. Now let's do our final activity for today. Please take a look at the picture. As you can see, we have several people on it. Jenny, Marcus, Russell, Bill, Maria, Melinda, and Johnny. Please write what each person on the picture was doing yesterday morning. Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. Yesterday morning, Jenny was playing on the swings or was swinging. Second, Marcus was reading a book. Third, Russell was jogging or running. The fourth, Maria was drawing. The fifth, Bill was sleeping and listening to music. The sixth, Melinda was watching Jenny. And the last one, Johnny was throwing or catching a ball. Well done. Dear students, I'm very proud of you. As we reach the end of the lesson, it is time to think what we did today. Today we had a pretty unusual topic. Can you see with your ears? We learned interesting facts about dolphins and bats, and we also saw that people can use the same techniques like an echolocation as other animals do. Once we finished with reading, we also had a grammar topic on the usage of past continuous in affirmative and negative sentences. You did a great job when you practice it through our grammar activities. Well done, see you next time.